Hello, everybody, and welcome to the That's So 90s podcast. We are going back in time for a beautiful 1990s top 10. And not only am I in the presence of greatness, I'm in her studio, Amelia, which is a nice way of saying welcome and an early mention of someone sitting on the floor down here.
Yes, we are joined by Florence, who is my golden retriever. And she's been very excitable today. We're hoping...
Females are like that around me.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah. Females dogs.
The hair.
Oh, yeah.
The hair. They recognise it.
Right, Amelia, we've got beauty for you today. June 28th, 1996, we're going to go through.
Okay.
But first, the gratuitous pluggery always comes in right now. Join us on July the 5th for the wonderful That's So 90s show at the Empire Theatre Blackburn. We'll be at AYC Live on July 26th. We're going to be down in the southwest on August 1st and 2nd in Penzance and Axminster. Then we will be rounding August out at the Big Weekender at Stotfeld County Park. And we will be at the Roses Theatre in Tewkesbury at the tail end of August. And that's the date I always forget because I can remember about 5 of them. But it's at the end of August.
Check it out on Instagram.
And you should definitely... come and see the show. Amelia, let's start here. So if you want to play along, by the way, if you go on the charts website and type in 28th of June 1996, this will pop up. And at number 10 is The Day We Caught the Train by Ocean Colour Scene, which I'm a big fan of. I think it sounds like the White Album era of the Beatles.
Oh, interesting observation.
A bit muso-fied for mainstream Britpop, but did you enjoy this one?
Do you know what? I actually did really like this one. I didn't know it very well at all. I know Ocean Colour Scene.
Down, that one, yeah.
But this one, for obvious reasons of being 6 at the time, passed me by somewhat. But then I listened to it this morning again, actually, and I was listening to it on my walk with Florence, and we had a lovely time, didn't we? And I was going through the trees and I thought, this is a very summery song.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
And it was, it just kind of caught me. So clearly, The Day We Caught the Train caught me today.
I think the muso-fied Britpop fans buy into Ocean Colour Scene. But yeah, the masses are listening to Oasis at this point. But yeah, love this record. I enjoyed that one as well. Oh, I get to talk about Queen, which is a rarity in the 90s. Vince Freddie Mercury died in 1991, I think, or 1991, one of those years. So this is Let Me Live, which is from the album which was made with like the offcuts of whatever Freddie had sang as he was dying.
Yeah.
So I love this. It feels like their modern version of Somebody to Love with the gospel choir.
But it also it includes a little bit of Take Another Little Piece of My Heart.
Why don't you take another little piece of...
I was like, where's the mashup?
Right, can I say, rule number 1,
Uh-huh.
don't sing before Freddie Mercury, sing after Freddie Mercury. So Roger Taylor comes in and, why don't you... And it sounds great. Then Brian May, and he does this on Who Wants to Live... Don't sing before Freddie Mercury, because then when he comes in, you're going to sound silly. But
isn't it interesting to hear a Queen song that is not primarily Freddie Mercury, and just hear what the band would have sounded like without him? Like if you watch the movie,
I think Roger could have been a lead singer in a different band where he's not with the world's greatest ever frontman.
It would have been a very different band, but they probably still would have been relatively successful.
Yeah, and if you actually dive deep into the albums, they give them the odd song, but they never get a single. They, Freddie obviously got all the singles.
Absolutely.
Some people kind of say about this album that, I love it for this reason, that they've basically got a verse and a bit of a chorus that he sang, and they make a beautiful song out of it. Some people say, did they stretch the rubber band too far? But I think people still wanted to hear from Freddie, didn't they?
Yeah, I think if they've got all of these extra recordings and parts, it's a little bit like they did it with Michael Jackson when he did that thing, From Beyond the Grave with Justin Timberlake, and then used the same song. In many respects, someone's going to dig it up at some point. You might as well use it in a way that's not, going to just disappear and not have an impact. I think it was actually a very clever idea.
Number 8, Wrong by Everything But the Girl. Can I hold my hands up? The only Everything But the Girl song. It's Step Off the Train. That's the only one I know.
Really?
I'm so sorry. I enjoyed once I got into the middle of this, I knew the hook in the middle.
Okay.
Can I say, in the early days of Twitter, some horrible journalist who I won't name said something mean about something I was involved in on Twitter, and then is it Tracy Thorn? Is that
Tracy Thorn? Yeah.
Dived in
really
as well. She wasn't as mean as he was. She kind of just joined in the conversation afterwards. But she's obviously extremely talented, and
I have quite a
Missing is an amazing song.
Long affinity with Tracy Thorn in that she is one of my father's favourite singers.
Okay.
So I very much grew up listening to these guys. And the album that I always know of theirs is Eden, which I think was 1984. And my dad
they go back that far?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My dad used to play non-stop and just absolutely loved her voice. Big up, Dad, if you're listening. I hope you are. And yeah, it was just a voice that I was really used to. This is a song, though, that I did not know.
Did you know that? I can't even think what the hook is. I knew the hook when I heard it. In the middle of this, yeah.
Wrong. No, I didn't know it because initially I thought this is a really weird version of Missing, and it's the same thing, but actually it's a completely different song. So yeah, I didn't really know it, but it's a very Everything But the Girl vibe. I would have known it was Everything But the Girl
before she started singing. Yeah.
Song.
Amen. Number 7, Don't Stop Moving by Live in Joy, which we don't include in our dance medley, do we?
I listened to this, and for the first minute, I was hooked. I loved it. And then I was like, you can stop now. It's
a proper dance, like 5 minute. Maybe there's a radio edit that I didn't send you.
I don't know.
But the main hook, the Don't Stop Moving.
Yeah.
Great hook in the middle, isn't it? But
it's really cool.
It's very 90s dance, though. One line of music.
I've repeated this about 20 times now. I've got the message. What's the next part? What do I do instead of stopping moving?
Tremendous stuff. England's Irie, number 6. This is mental. This is absolutely... I listened to this in the gym this morning, and I kind of could remember it, but then I did find myself going, living in a land of class hypocrisy, we're going to... I'd remembered that line. But it's Sean Ryder and Black Grape. It says Joe Strummer from The Clash. He's obviously dead at this point, but what they sampled is guitar and Keith Allen.
Yes.
Fat Les, who sings on Vindaloo and World in Motion, all the England football songs. Unfortunately for this song, we're about to talk about a rather more formidable England football song, but I mean,
I'd never heard
complete bonkers this. Utterly bonkers.
I listened to it on my walk this morning and was like, I don't think I've missed this song. I don't really understand what's going on. It just sounds a lot like going, we're going to have a packet of crisps and we're going to watch the game.
Very
and then the little
laddish 90s stuff, isn't it?
He was like, what was one of the lines?
My wife's lactating and I'm spectating. It's a football thing.
But I was also just like, if your wife's lactating, why are you watching? Oh no, he's watching the football.
Of course.
And it took me a minute and I was going, what? I don't understand. Okay, cool.
Insanity.
By the end of it, it was okay.
Oh, the groove and everything, and Black Grape were always, good for that type of stuff.
And
but it is
bus drivers live in the world of a bus.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know. You'll probably find if we look that up, that's probably some really important sample from somewhere or whatever.
When he was saying, oh yeah, and doctors, they work on operations, and I was thinking, well, hang on a minute, not all doctors work on operations. Maybe he's not talking about all doctors. Maybe doctors will object to this. I don't know.
Oh dear. I wouldn't want to PISS off a doctor, but there you go. Let's move on to number 5. Now, I'm going to really enjoy this conversation because we got 2 great divas going back to back, and we can make the comparison here. So this is Because You Love Me, Celine Dion, and I need to completely nerd out.
Go on.
Celine Dion did a few songs with David Foster, who produced Earth, Wind and Fire and Chicago. And one of my favourite guilty pleasures, Gonna Be a Man in Motion. And he did.
I love that.
He used Celine Dion on Tale as Old as Time with Peabo Bryson. So I love this partnership of David Foster and Celine Dion. It's quite reserved for Celine Dion, but she sounds effing brilliant on this, doesn't she?
You just don't want to follow her. You don't want to touch her. You don't want to go near her because it's just wrong. You just should. I've always been of this opinion, and I know we do it in the show, but we only do a little bit of it, so it's okay. But I've always been of the opinion that unless you can sing like Celine Dion, you just shouldn't sing Celine Dion.
No one can sing like that because there's that French Canadian. I always say her when people ask me about her. I always say her voice sounds like a laser.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's so. It's what female voices used to aspire to without all the riffing, without all stuff. She does some stuff, but there's a purpose to it. It's not riffing for riffing's sake and going, oh, like Christina Aguilera does.
Yeah.
Whereas Celine Dion, every riff and every change in the melody has a purpose.
Is that because
to the emotion.
Good producer though, working with her, kicking the backside.
It's definitely got something to do with the producer. Though I was really interested to see that this is actually not one of her biggest selling singles of all time.
I'm not surprised by that because she doesn't do the pots and pans.
No, but then I thought it would be
mega vocal,
like All By Myself, which is the one that I
That's
kinda
David
got
Foster
on.
as well.
That was the one that Exactly.
In her gigs when she does that, oh my god, to geek out theory, the lighting.
Don't wanna live by myself. But
get
then,
a shiver down my spine even thinking about it.
But then that isn't one of her biggest. Obviously, Titanic was.
Yeah.
But then after
Think
it,
Twice.
Yeah, Think Twice.
Yeah,
Was
I think we spoke about. I think I've spoken about that on one. I don't think it was with you on one of these podcasts before.
No, we've talked about Celine before, but I don't think we've spoken about that song. But yeah, it was.
Well,
I was comparing it to Leanne Rimes on the last one. That's what it was.
Let's move it on because we get Mariah Carey next, and so my contention. So this has always been my baby, which is where. So Mariah Carey goes a little bit more hip hoppy and poppy through her career, and I love fresh-faced young Mariah Carey.
MTV Unplugged Mariah Carey.
So good, and the Christmas.
Yeah.
Every year I listen to the Mariah Carey Christmas album, and she is a force of nature. I think British people, Amelia, don't realise how she's like a Beatle in America. How big, how big that was.
It's crazy. I mean, if people listening haven't actually gone on YouTube and watched the MTV Unplugged Mariah Carey, I can't remember. Was it nine? It must have been like
really early 90s.
No, it must have been. Yeah, it must have been
really early. By the time we're here, she's like had 8 number ones in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely stunning, and just the production, the musicianship on that is what makes she's phenomenal, but she wouldn't be as phenomenal without everything else around her, and it's just the perfect moment. I know it was that point. Yeah, it was that point in her career when everyone was saying, "Oh, she can't really sing like that," and they did that as a response to comments coming.
All the dog whistle high notes.
Yeah, saying that she can't do that live. That
so,
it's pretend. And
if we're going to make the comparison to Celine and Mariah, I'm going to use a football comparison. So Ronaldinho was very beautiful. He had one amazing season and he did loads of flicks and flamboyant stuff. Yeah. And Cristiano Ronaldo just scored 50 goals every season for 10 years. And I kind of see Celine Dion as a bit more versatile. But if you had top trumps cards, Mariah Carey would beat Celine Dion on a lot of technical stuff. And look, let's be honest, we're talking about, this is 9.9 and 9.91 out of 10, but I think I'm Celine. I don't know about you.
I think I'm more Celine, though interestingly enough, if you asked me to sing either a Celine song or a Mariah Carey song, I would more quickly do a Celine one, because Mariah Carey's licks are so complicated and they're so like in the opposite way to Celine's. I just said I like Celine's because they have a purpose. Mariah Carey's, much like Christina Aguilera, don't necessarily always have a purpose.
It's just showing off at this point, isn't it? Yeah, right.
And if you don't do that, the song doesn't work. So I would usually choose a Celine song over hers. But equally,
I really enjoyed listening to it. Always Be My Baby, by the way.
Always Be My Baby is one of my favourite songs.
And we don't touch Mariah Carey in the show, but this Christmas, Amelia, we will throw in the thing that everybody knows what we're.
I mean, that one's
talking
fine.
about
that
there.
one, everyone knows it well enough that you learn all of that. But trying to recreate some of the stuff in this song is unbelievably hard. It's doable, but just wow.
But
incredible gymnastics.
Round it out to ridiculous singers. Speaking of shows, songs we do in the show, number 3, Mysterious Girl by Peter Andre, which I'm sure you heard, and having learned it inside out and back to front to sing in the brilliant That's So 90s
this
show.
This is one of my favourites in the show. I love this
Cracker,
section of the show.
Yeah.
And I kind of missed the hype of Peter Andre. The only thing I knew about Peter Andre when he came out was that he had fake abs.
Has he got fake abs?
Or at least that was what we.
Oh, surely that's just jealous people saying.
Probably, but they were saying in Mysterious Girl that.
Oh, he's in incredible shape. Yeah, they probably touched it up in photos and stuff, but
yeah, maybe.
I think he was in pretty damn good shape. But let's be honest, vocal on this is It's decent, isn't it? Yeah.
I think he's actually a decent singer. He's just fallen victim to not getting very good music.
No. And it's very much in that kind of feminine, poppy... Yeah. It's up there.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a great song, isn't it? Mm. Apparently, Bubba Ranks, when Peter Andre went into the jungle for I'm a Celebrity, they wanted to find him to do a tour. I couldn't find him. Where's Bubba Ranks? But yeah, that's my joy.
He was in Insania. That's where he was.
Was he? Oh, is it? He must.
Insania.
Yeah,
that's where he was.
Yeah, that's...
going insane at how much Peter Andre was going to make out of it all.
A less good song than Mysterious Girl. Right, number 2 is Three Lions, but what I'm going to do, Amelia, I'm going to wait until we do a show where it's number 1. Yeah, because I suspect if I look up...
Yeah, I was surprised because the week before it was at number 4.
Oh, okay. I know this one went number 1, number 2, and then England started... doing well in the tournament and went back. But I bet I had this with Matt. These have been recorded out of sync, but we got World in Motion the week after England had been knocked out, and Nessun Dorma was number 2 because of all the World Cups. So we're going to park Three Lions until it's number 1 and move on to our number 1 song for 28th of June 1996, which we do perform in the show. And I'm going to put it out there, maybe one of the best cover songs of all time is Killing Me Softly by the Fugees. Your thoughts, Amelia?
I love this song. I love the original. I love this version.
Did you know the original before you knew this version? Because I didn't.
I did know the original, but only because my mum was a big Roberta Flack fan. And we used to have all the kind of old albums of Motown. She was massive into Motown and all that. So that's what I heard... from a very young age. To
me, the song is Fugees, not Roberta Flack. So when I hear the Roberta Flack version, I'm like, okay. Oh, it's the Fugees. Okay, continue, sorry.
I think they did a really good take on it. Like, you know, we used to have these conversations in the car all the time because there were so many songs when I was a kid that had been redone in a new style. And we always used to sit and talk about it. My dad always used to say the mark of a good song is if you can change it and make it something, you know, the same song, but do it in a different style, do it in a different way. And if that still reads, it's a good song. And with this, I think this exactly demonstrates that.
How do you think they came to the decision to do the a cappella start? Do you think someone hit mute in the mix just to listen to something on the vocal and went, oh, she sounds pretty damn good on her own to start. That's a brave call to start a single like that, isn't it?
Either that or she's phenomenal anyway, isn't she?
Sister Act 2,
That was where I came across her, first of all.
Yeah, me too. If you wanna be someone,
Yep, that was all it was. What was it? She sang in His Eyes on the Sparrow. That was the first thing she sang in that.
I can't remember.
Like, oh my God. That was a film that I used to watch every morning when I went to my grandparents.
Oh, nice. So I mean, we could look this up. Like, do you think there's a chance that she actually sang it a cappella? It's too accurate, isn't it? No, too good.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's got to have like
those chops,
those kind of chops for pitch. But I would imagine that maybe she was just kind of singing it in the studio, and it just kind of comes across in that way.
Fascinating to know.
Almost like it's a rehearsal, and they go, "Ooh, okay." If it was intentional, it was a stroke of genius.
Gutsy. One time, 2 time, which might even, annoyingly, for all Lauryn Hill's brilliant singing, this be the most iconic vocal in the song. And I think everyone, when we do this, everyone loves the whoa.
Oh yeah. So
speaking of riffing,
did you know that Lauryn Hill came out in recent years controversially and said that she thought that this should only ever be sung by a black woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, I will bow to Lauryn Hill's superior knowledge on things of that nature. But speaking of the kind of black-white paradigm as well, feels like you're reaching a point now in the British charts where the kind of R&B, you know, that music coming from America is now hitting and being, you know, it's going to take over. But I don't know, this probably is quite important in that direction, isn't it? This particular and this album.
Well, if you consider it's the Fugees and Lauryn Hill, so it's a mixture of 2 different sets of artists, and they're all coming together to create this sound. that's exactly what happened in all the different areas in history where you get, you know, people, like, not just one person doing it, they're working together, they're creating this as they go along. And I think it's, you know, it's where TLC then starts to build from that. Like, their vocals are completely taken from Lauryn Hill's, surely, because it's just so similar. And the style, like, yeah, it's all there.
There you go. Tremendous top 10, that one. Can you give me a score out of 10 for that top 10?
Oh, okay. So
it's got to be around it's got to be 7.
I would
minimum,
say
isn't it?
There's 2 or 3 that I wasn't so bothered by. So yeah, I'd go 7 out of 10.
And a couple of, I mean, it's very easy for us to sit here and just say that the classics are the ones that we play in the show, but a couple of, I'd probably include 3 Lions as an absolute 90s classic.
Absolutely.
As well. And you want some interesting stuff dotted about as well, like England's Irie by Shaun Ryder and Black Grape. Brilliant stuff. Amelia, sorry, I'm trying to digest my coffee and talk on a podcast at the same time. Make sure you get your views down there in the comments. Come and see the show. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok. And we will see you for... Actually, July's going to be full of these podcasts. There's going to be 3 coming out. And hopefully we'll see Amelia back. I told her what charted 2 weeks after this, which annoyed her slightly that she didn't get to talk about that. So maybe...
We'll be back.
Maybe we'll pick something from the dominant group of the entire decade.
On that one.
Okay. We will return, Amelia. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And we will see you very soon on another That's So 90s podcast.
Bye-bye.